I hope you are well. If you suffer from digestive challenges, diatomecous earth is amazing. Now get food grade. I put it in this little container and I got it years ago off Amazon. It's like a big bag. It was next to nothing price range, and then I put like a big heaping tablespoon of it, and I drink it once, twice, or up to 3 times, but even just once is sufficient. And I put this in apple juice. It does taste chalky, but when it comes to health, I don't mind how things taste. And then I use this apple juice from Whole Foods, because I wouldn't really want to do it in just plain water. It wouldn't be very palatable. And it is just an amazing cleanser. Now you'll find when you take it that you get really thirsty. You may get thirsty like later that night. So just drink lots of water, but it is just an amazing detoxifier for the intestinal tract, to get your bowels moving, to get them in the right ideal consistency. I'm sure it's probably anti-diarrhea. I just find it amazing. And it has silica. Now I am not, certified to give anybody medical advice, and I am curious to see if it has any other issues. I did hear on a video that this one man was claiming maybe it wasn't that pure, so I'll get something to test it to see. But for me, it's just miraculous. It just cleanses the body. If you have any issues with that, which they have found that a lot of trauma in childhood actually, there's a correlation to IBS and that, which makes sense because when you're upset, it's very often your stomach, I guess, is connected to the vagus nerve that is all the time receiving this fight or flight response. So another interesting thing that I heard is people that suffer from anorexia nervosa, where they don't want to eat. There's a huge, like 99%, that have imbalanced flora, gut bacteria. So then they get very hung up on being bloated and feeling bloated, which I totally understand. So you would want them to balance their flora by eating well. Also, they tend to take a lot of laxatives, which further imbalances their flora. So a good probiotic would be helpful. An exciting product that I got, this was from Amazon, and it's just pure monk fruit, and it was a good price because some of them are really, really expensive. And I use it for my coffee substitute, and I put like 2 little scoops or 1 little scoop, so it goes a long way, and it has a very nice sweet flavor. Because what I was doing is I was making this brand, I like Ticino. It's a coffee substitute. It's really nice and warm and rich flavors. They have hazelnuts and vanilla and French roast. But what I was doing is I was putting so many tablespoons of regular sugar, and I don't have like a strong aversion to regular sugar. I think it's okay, but just to avoid having like 4 or 5 tablespoons in a cup of this coffee, and maybe sometimes I'd have 2, the monk fruit is a good alternative. Pardon me, I'm just gonna drink this. And then I love this soy milk from Trader Joe's. This is just organic soybeans and water, and a lot of them have gums in them, which can irritate the digestion. Some I can handle gums, but some I cannot, like the Kite Hill products that are vegan spreads and cheeses. I just, those don't go well with me. So if I can avoid foods with gums, it's all the better. But I am able to eat the vegan ice cream, which I know has gums in it. The So Delicious, the Whole Foods brand. And I've been reading about iodine which this is adults. So I like to sprinkle it on, like if I make mashed avocado guacamole, I can sprinkle it on. And I read about iodine deficiency and I felt like I had a lot of the symptoms, like cold extremities, trouble with digestion, and moody and all that. And actually my husband had like an iodine dropper, and I took some of that. I meant to bring it out to show you. Also, I do the nori seaweed for the sushi rolls that I make. I make like a vegan sushi, it's really good. And the wasabi, I find it's like very cleansing, the wasabi and everything. I feel good after I eat my sushi the next day. Then I did something interesting because I had, like, you know, sunspots are common. I had sunspots on my hands. So I said, like, I would like to remove them, and I didn't think that I would be able to remove them from the first application. I still don't think I could, but what I did is I put this lactic acid. I got it from eBay, I believe, and it's 25%. It said it's a medical grade and it's pretty strong. And I didn't really feel any sting when I applied it because the skin on the hands is much thicker than the face. Like if I had put this on my face, I would feel the sting right away. So I used a Q-tip and I put like about, 3 layers of this. And surprisingly enough, the next day it peeled, which when I use peeling acids and agents, usually have to wait a couple of days for it to peel. So I was like, wow. And I removed the skin, I peeled it off. It didn't hurt, but that night, oh my gosh, my hand was so red and burning and itching. So I went to the cupboard and I got some honey, some raw honey, and I just put it on my hands. And now my hands are like cracked. The skin is cracked. I'm not worried at all. It will heal. But it looks like I'll have a second peeling, which is very interesting because when I did peeling before on my face, I just had like one peel. I didn't have a second one. So I expect the sunspots to fade. I don't expect them to go away with the first application. But if you do choose to do this, wait a few weeks. Like I'll probably need to wait 3 weeks to a month for the next application. And then maybe I could use like a vitamin C serum that I have and the kojic acid to just maintain like not getting the sunspots, because both vitamin C serum and the kojic acid kind of lighten the skin from sunspots. And I put that on my face every night, every day with a base of glycerin, because my skin, if I put oils, it will get pimples, but glycerin is kind of moisturizes and retains water. It's a humectant, but doesn't like make the skin break out, because mine would. So I think that's like some of the products that I was thinking of talking about. And let's talk a little bit about narcissism, shall we? Because we always do in every video. I was thinking about it, and I think that it makes sense that narcissists use other people to emotionally regulate themselves. So when a narcissist asks for you to spend time with them, they can get very like mad and not very pleasant. Like just put out this heavy emotional tone if you're not able to go out with them or do something, because they're very dependent on the transferring of their energy onto others. Like they find it hard to feel okay within themselves. They don't have a real identity. They sort of morph depending on who they're with. They don't have a sense of self. And I did notice that when I was friends with narcissists, or I had a lot of interaction with them. They're very set on, like, when they want to spend time with you or when they want your attention, it's like they need it. so they get very upset if you're not available or if you're not compliant to their needs. Also, this would tie into the fact that narcissists attempt to deregulate you emotionally. So you'll notice if you run into a narcissist and you're just like, oh no, here we go again, because you're used to this gut punch from them. Like you never know what's going to come out of their mouth. They disguise compliments and insults all together, so they never quite fully give you a compliment. It's always, met with an insult. And they actually seems like they feel better if they can emotionally dysregulate you. And they do that by provoking you, by bringing up things that you've told them that were hurtful for you, bringing up your past, bringing up your sore points and your vulnerabilities. And we all have vulnerabilities and sore points, but the people that are good for our lives, they understand that everybody's human and we don't have to be perfect. And they want us to be happy, and they're there for us when we're not, because it's all part of a human existence. But you'll notice a narcissist will poke at that. Like if you went through something painful, they'll just bring it up. You could be feeling good, having a good day, and here we go again. And I find my experience with having those conversations that often leave me feeling bad is that I'm on edge, because I never know when the insult will come. It's like they're the ones in control, right? They're not really. In the end, they're really not really, but they seem to take dominance over the conversation, and it depends on your personality. I'm learning that having clarity and being honest is a good thing. But it could be like something as simple as, oh, your garden looks really good, and they're always begging you that your garden didn't look good, but then they add in, but you're always at home, like you don't have a life. Or they could say, oh yeah, let's say you whitened your teeth, they could say, oh yeah, your teeth look better. They looked yellow before. So you see how it's like not really a compliment because the insult is slid in. And if you feel out of balance and not good, and you're doubting yourself, or you feel angry and you just can't place it, it's because it's negative energy. And when we're emotionally regulated and when we feel like we're living our life's purpose, we're never going to speak to someone like that. We're never going to feel the need to put them down. When we're in our life's purpose and we're flourishing, doing what our soul is meant to do, we don't feel like we're in competition, because we're not. Because God gave everybody a true, beautiful spark. And all of our sparks express different things. I'm a painter, and I love painting, and I never, ever, I'm not grateful to God for that people are buying my paintings for so much money, and they look at them and they fall in love with them, and I don't need to compete with anyone. Like, I love who I am, and I love my journey. And I didn't always. I had really low self-confidence, and I felt like misplaced in the world. But it's a beautiful thing when you live your spark. I'm in a position of managing people and going through applications, and there's so many people that think they're taking selfie photos on Instagram, and honestly, it's not beautiful. What's beautiful is a woman who's in her being and is kind and is intelligent and is articulate and like dresses and covers herself. I mean, you're an automatic no if you're taking these selfies and you're in tight skirts and showing your whatever, with the fake eyelashes and the fake nails and the red lipstick and the makeup caked on. it is so not beautiful, and it is just like so many people have been sucked into this secular mindset of being on display. You know, your life, your mind, and your soul is not on display for these silly photos. So I'll end it here. I hope you are well. Bye bye.